So while you're writing your story and you get to that point where you don't know what's going to happen, or you feel like you hit a roadblock or a dead end and there's no way out, that is when you have to take the time and think about it and play it out in your mind. And this is what's happening. Like, just say someone's driving in a car and they lose control of the car and they hit a brick wall and everything goes black. So now in your mind, you might say, wait a minute, I just killed that character. How can I go any further? The story is over. Well, no, it's not, because you are the writer of the story and you can make anything you want happen. You can make that person have supernatural powers. You can make that person, survive from the airbag. You can make that person, I don't know, dream about it, or, while they're driving, they imagine that happens to them. Or the person next to them is driving them crazy, talking so much that they just want to drive their car into a brick wall, end it all. And then boop, they snap out of it and they're back driving again, and the person next to them is still, rambling on and on. So there are so many ways that's just an example, but there are so many ways that you could get around it when you think that you're stuck and your story has nowhere else to go. It's a process. It takes time. And when you do come up with something in your mind where you go, oh yes, I got it. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. So I've been working, I hate to talk about what I'm working on, but I'm just gonna talk about it briefly. I'm working on something that's a little different. And the situation that I created, I haven't even written it, but it's in my head. The situation that I had created, I said, wow, that's pretty dark. It's something that I usually don't write. And then I was like, oh, I don't know. That's like a sudden, from what I do write to what I plan on writing or what I've started. I'm like, wow, that's a big jump. Maybe it's just a little bit too much. Maybe I'm not that author that goes so dark and dives in there and just like throws everything out the window. So, and I wasn't comfortable with it, because you can really write whatever you want. And that's part of being a writer. Taking something, manipulating it, working it. It doesn't have to be what you normally write. But for me personally, it made me uncomfortable. So I was like, oh, all right, so how can I change this? And I didn't know. And it was driving me crazy, because the storyline that I'm thinking of, I think is so great, so good. I have scenes in my mind, but I am just not happy with the direction, where that is going to take the character, and what is that going to do to the character and the character's life. So I felt stuck. I thought about it and I thought about it. And then I was like, oh, yes, I got it. So sometimes you just have to take time and think about it, and never think like you wrote yourself in a corner, because, there is always a way to get out of it. You just have to think. I mean, I'm sure you've watched movies and read books where you say, oh, wow, this is, how could the person get out of this? There is no way. And then you read on and you watch on, and then you go, oh, wow, that was brilliant. Yeah. So it happens and you can do it. So just don't give up. So if this is your first story and you just want to give up because you feel like you're stuck, you can't go any further, this is a process. I mean, some people take years to write books. Literally takes years to write a book. And then sometimes they work on different projects in the meantime, and then they go back to the other project. Just don't give up. Stick with it, keep at it, and eventually you are going to be able to write the end. And you're going to have your story. All right, everyone, it's me, Stephanie Nietzsche. I will see you right here next week.